The United Nations General Assembly, which helped to create the State of Israel, now elects her a member nation. The blue and white Star of David is added to the flags of the 58 other member states.
7 decades ago, Israel was elected as a member of the United Nations and embraced as a peace-loving state. But over time, dictators hijacked the world body and turned it against Israel.
Israel persists in ethnic cleansing, racial discrimination, destruction of homes, aggression against places of worship.
These violations include extrajudicial killing, arbitrary detention, collective punishment, displacement of Syrian families,
a flagrant violation of international laws,
colonization and apartheid,
murdering innocent civilians.
UN Watch is the voice of truth at the United Nations.
I would like to list the names of some of the governments that spoke today in this session. Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, Cuba, Egypt.
Yes, thank you.
Lebanon.
Thank you. I believe there's a point of order.
I see Cuba.
This is a discussion of Agenda Item 7 on violations of human rights in the occupied Palestinian territories.
I recognize Palestine.
He should not be present inside this hall. The topic is very clear. It's about the situation of human rights in the occupied Palestinian territories.
On that note, I have decided to move to the next speaker.
When Hamas orchestrated violent riots on the Gaza border under the guise of peaceful protests, the UN called an emergency session to blame Israel and to create a biased inquiry.
The criminal acts of the Israeli occupation forces against civilians, none of them used any fire weapon or any lethal weapon.
UN Watch brought a renowned British officer who witnessed the riots on the Gaza border to tell the truth.
Your failure to admit that Hamas is responsible for every drop of blood spilt on the Gaza border encourages their violence and use of human shields. It makes you complicit in further bloodshed.
Colonel Kemp's testimony was watched by over 1 million people around the globe. Despite the evidence, the UN inquiry accused Israel's soldiers of crimes against humanity and called for them to be prosecuted.
There's no justification for the killing of children and persons with disabilities who pose no imminent threat to life.
UN Watch led the opposition, debunking the biased report in powerful legal briefs and bringing top experts to tell the truth.
These civilians were being used as cover for belligerent operatives of organized armed groups engaged in hostilities against the IDF forces.
UN Watch's panel revealed that so-called victims named in the report, portrayed as peaceful protesters, were in fact terrorists.
The report notes Taima was killed at approximately 150 meters from the fence, but the report doesn't mention he was a Hamas fighter. Ahmed Sha'ar was noted in the report as a child, a fact. Missed was Sha'ar's role as a fighter of Palestinian Islamic Jihad.
Thanks to UN Watch, the Council and its attempted prosecution of Israeli soldiers were discredited. When UN Watch published a 10-year report card documenting the UN's failure to act on anti-Semitism, leaders of the Israeli Knesset gathered for a special hearing.
בזמן שיהודים נרצחו באירופה מחוץ לבית ספר, במוזיאון יהודי, במרקו כשר ובעת שמירה על בית כנסת, אותם בקרים של האו"ם לא נקטו אף פעולה כנגד תופעת האנטישמיות.
Soon after, the UN's Monitor on Freedom of Religion announced he would undertake a major report on anti-Semitism, which had never been done before. UN Watch is the voice of truth in the media.
Joining me in a moment is the head of United Nations Watch.
Human rights abuses around the world are going ignored.
UN Watch educates the next generation through campus lectures around the world. UN Watch provides internships at the United Nations for students from dozens of universities, empowering future advocates.
On Wednesday, a senior Hamas official admitted that 50 of the claimed 62 dead in Gaza were Hamas combatants.
When the UN Human Rights Council, in a single day, issued more reports and resolutions against Israel than ever before, UN Watch led a historic protest rally.
Thank you, UN Watch. Enough is enough.
Applying one standard to the state of Israel and not applying the same standard to others is anti-Semitic.
The UN betrays its mission by telling the Palestinians, keep fighting, the war is not over.
I am here to express my support, my friendship,
and my love to Israel. Israel, we stand with you.
Thousands worldwide joined the campaign by signing UN Watch's petition.
12,000 people, not here in Geneva, they've signed the petition against anti-Israel prejudice at the UNHRC.
When it came time to vote, several countries, including Britain, Denmark, Japan, and Brazil, changed their votes and supported Israel.
The Council's disproportionate focus on Israel threatens the Council's credibility.
The world's greatest advocates for Israel recognize the crucial work of UN Watch.
UN Watch has done so many brilliant things against this mob in here behind me.
You expose them for who they are. You go after them directly, unambiguously, and unapologetically. It is effective.
You're fighting the good fight, and we need you to keep your energy up and keep going, and if anything starts to go wrong, I got your back.
With your vital help, UN Watch will continue the fight and continue to light the candle of truth.